So, a huge new deal this morning and a surprise at that. This is between Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin. This is a major piece of legislation, one that they say would pay down the national debt, cut health care costs, fight climate change, and battle inflation. Joining us now is someone who may have been a key player in making this happen, according to the Washington Post, former Treasury Secretary under Bill Clinton, Lawrence Summers. He also served as director of the White House National Economic Council in the Obama administration. Secretary, thanks so much for being with us this morning. The Post reports you had a pretty important phone call with Joe Manchin. Talk to us about your role here.
Oh, I talk to officials from fairly frequently from time to time, but in order to do that, I never talk about the confidential conversations that I have. But this is a good bill. This is an important step forward on inflation, which has been my preoccupation this last year. It's historic on the environment. It's going to make our society more fair and equal at long last, getting rid of the carried interest loophole. It's going to take important steps forward on access to health care, and it's going to invest in the future of our country. So this is a very strong bill, and I'm just delighted to see this agreement, and I hope it all moves forward as expeditiously as possible.
I understand you don't want to tell us the details of your conversation with Joe Manchin, so let's have a conversation between you and me. I'm John Berman. I'm asking you, Secretary Summers, I'm concerned that this bill might be inflationary, that you're raising taxes on corporations, that you're spending money on climate change. How would you allay those concerns?
So, John, first, this reduces budget deficits. And so by reducing budget deficit, it reduces the level of demand in the economy. Second, this reduces prices directly by going after prescription drugs and getting lower prices and a better deal for taxpayers when they purchase prescription drugs. Third, this increases supply by stimulating energy production and by subsidizing and supporting our energy transition to renewables. So less demand, more supply, and direct better bargaining for lower prices. Those are the things that are involved in reducing inflation.
And just to go back historically, and thank you for role-playing there with me, I imagine that was something along the lines of what a conversation with a senator like Joe Manchin, who's concerned about inflation, might go like. When the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill first came up at the beginning of the Biden administration, you called that historically irresponsible. I think that was the phrase that you used there. You see this as vastly different than that.
I do, and there's a very good reason for it. The $1.9 trillion bill was unpaid for. This bill is more than paid for. I think if you use realistic revenue estimates and you assume that the huge progress on tax compliance, on collecting the money that's owed, that now escapes taxation, trillions of dollars worth of it, if you use realistic revenue estimates, I think you're raising more than $2 in revenue for every dollar that you spend. In that original bill that I criticized, you were raising no dollars of revenue for every dollar you spent, and you were spending a vast sum of revenue, close to $2 trillion, and you were spending it all in 1 year. Here, we're spending it over many years, and we're raising far more revenue.
So just to put a fine point on it, you see this, they are advertising this as fighting inflation. You see this bill as fighting inflation?
This bill is fighting inflation, and it's got a whole set of collateral benefits as well. But it's fair to call it the Inflation Reduction Act because it's directly fighting the rate of inflation.
There are some Democratic senators from northeastern states who are disappointed that there aren't the issues with state and local taxes. They want deductions for state and local taxes in this bill. What would you say to them if they were to threaten to hold this bill up to get that back in?
I would say we've got enough hostage taking in this world, and we've got enough hostage taking in this Senate, and they would be hostage taking America's prosperity and middle class families' chance of not paying higher prices with inflation if they were to interfere with this bill. Look, I've been very lucky in life, and I'm a high income taxpayer, and it would reduce my taxes a whole bunch if they put back deductibility. But that doesn't make it the right or the fair thing to do. Only 20% of people in our country even take itemized deductions. So that's a bill that's a measure that is targeted towards those with the highest incomes, and they're not the people who need most support in our society right now. So I understand how they feel. I understand the argument. Personally, it would mean a lot to me if they did it. But if you look at it from the point of view of the whole country, I think it's just not the right thing to do.
We are in the next hour and 17 minutes going to hear about GDP, about what the economy did in the last quarter. This prediction that I'm going to ask you to give, it won't stand for very long because we're going to find out the news in an hour. But what do you expect will happen? Do you think the economy grew or shrank the last quarter?
I don't know. It'll be on one side or the other side of zero. But if you look at a broader suite of indicators, which is what serious economists do, they don't just look at one statistic. I think it's pretty clear that as of right now, the economy has been growing. I think it's pretty clear that things are in some jeopardy for the medium term. But right now, however this particular number turns out, you don't have an economy that is currently in recession that's creating 350,000 jobs a month. You don't have an economy that's currently in recession where you have the kind of consumer spending figures that we've been seeing. I do think because of a whole combination of factors, and frankly, mostly because we need to cool off an economy that got itself stimulated by policy. I do fear that a recession sometime in the next year or two is very likely. But I think we took a useful step in giving the Fed a little more running room with the legislation that Senators Schumer and Manchin have agreed on, if that legislation can pass as expeditiously as possible.
Larry Summers, you've been right in the middle of it. We really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Great to be with you.